Shrinantu Vishya Amritasya Putraha Aye Dhamani Divyani Tastu Vedahamitam Purusham Mahantam Aditya Varnam Tamasa Parastha Tamiva Vidito Timritumeti Naina Pantha Vidyati Anaya Naina Pantayanaya Vidati. Hear, O children of immortal bliss, hear, ye who live in the celestial abode, I have found the way. I have known that effulgent one who is beyond darkness. Knowing him alone, one can transcend death. There is no other way. There is no other way. Om Shantihi, Shantihi, Shantihi. Peace, peace, peace. Twenty-fourth. This morning our subject is memoirs of some Ramakrishna monks in America. Today is the second lecture of this series, and I shall talk to you about Swami Prabhavananda, who was the head of the Vedanta Society of Southern California, and I lived with him for 5 years, from 1971 to 76. This Swami was born in 1893 and passed away in 1976 at the age of 83. He was a disciple of Swami Prabhavananda. He met Holy Mother and 9 or 10 direct disciples of Sri Ramakrishna among 16. I told you in my last lecture in the series that I now working on a book, Prachin Sadhuder Katha, stories of the old monks of the order. I am really enjoying these immense spiritual treasures of these monks who are the second generation of the Ramakrishna order. They have seen and lived with Holy Mother, Swami Vivekananda, Brahmananda, Shivananda, and other direct disciples of Ramakrishna. These people are not ordinary human beings, they are Ishwar coaches. Means they are akin to God. They are Nitya Mukta, ever free, ever perfect souls. They come with an avatar, divine incarnation, to fulfill his mission. They are very special people. When I was reading, I was watching how they were trained. Perhaps you remember some years ago I gave a series of lectures on how Ramakrishna trained his disciples. Then I find how those disciples trained the second generation. You see, whole mystery is in the training. Only a good student can be a good teacher. A doctor who is well trained, he will be a very good, reputable doctor. Otherwise, he will be a quack doctor. Whole mystery is in the training. That I was watching, observing, that how we can learn from these people. And avatars training and ordinary teachers training are not the same. I started this series for a specific reason. First, I love history. History. The spiritual treasures I have collected, if I don't record or share with you, those things will be lost as soon as I die. We really lost many things. The disciples of the direct disciples are almost gone. Those who are capable in the second or third generation did not write much or leave any record for the next generation. Why? Previously, the policy of the order was that we shall take the teachings of Ramakrishna and his direct disciples and that's it. Not the next generation. Why? Because those next generations, they have large followings. For example, each president of the order has thousands and thousands of disciples. So they were thinking perhaps they will form a cult, guru cult. My guru. You are a disciple of another Swami, my guru. So there may be some frictions in the future. We find this is in every organization. So they stopped. No guru cult. Sri Ramakrishna is our Guru Maharaj, the Guru's Guru. Hold on the master. But truly speaking, the presidents of the next generation, they have also great contribution to the order. Especially the Swamis who came to America, they did pioneering job. Those things should be recorded in history, otherwise it would be lost. I am telling you the importance of the history. How will the next generation know if there is no history? It is very vital to me. So I started this project. I collected many diaries of dead monks. I interviewed many Swamis from 1970s. Those things are all in my room. And then I also used to record whenever I heard anything new, uplifting, inspiring in my diary. I have many, many diaries. So I thought that those things will be lost if I do not put them together. That is the reason I started this project. There is another danger. Some monks or some speakers, they embellish. They expand a story in his own way, deviating from the original. Do you know what that means? Means you are confusing, you are deluding people, and they will believe you, and actually this little truth and you embellish this much, you magnify it. That is very dangerous. That is the reason all religions developed legends. Then it will start with cock and bull stories, you see. Horrible. We must stick to the truth. Legend. Embellishment. I remember once Pavitranandaji told me, when you speak, do not embellish. Just give the facts. Some people have tendency to colorize things and make it very interesting and, but which are not true. That is the way we find various kinds of miracles develop. People love miracles. No, that is not the policy of our order. No miracles. Tell the truth. Oral tradition, legend, are important, no doubt, but you will have to see who is speaking. Whether that person is dependable, reliable or not, which is extremely important. I know that it is a very... Those Swamis, those who lived with them, if they would record, we could get so many things, but they didn't. That is the reason I started to collect reminiscences of the direct disciples of Ramakrishna, and we produced 9 volumes, actually 11 volumes, Holy Mother and M, 9 volumes of the direct disciples of Ramakrishna. Brahmananda, Premananda, Shivananda. Those things are Bengali now, they are translated into English. We must preserve the spiritual heritage of Sri Ramakrishna. That was my intention. In 1969, Neil Armstrong landed on moon, and he uttered one sentence. That is, one small step for man, one giant step for mankind. That sentence was heard from the earth, which came from the moon. So I was thinking this way, that this simple and my weak effort may produce in future a big result, giant result. People will explore, develop the history of the order elaborately. That was in my intention. Anyhow, that was my introduction. Swami Prabhavananda. I first met him in 1959 when I was in Advaita Ashrama. He came with 5 nuns. You see, in this country, we have 4 convents. Hollywood, Santa Barbara, San Francisco, and San Rafael. 2 under Southern California and 2 under Northern California Vedanta societies. So these 5 nuns, they got their final vows, came to India to visit with their guru, Prabhaprana, Sharadaprana, Varadaprana, Shwetaprana, and Yogaprana. I still remember I served refreshment to them. On the same year, during Durga Puja, I again met them in Konkhal, Hardwar, just before joining. Maharaj used to smoke cigarette quite often. Then in 1963, Swami again came with Christopher Isharu to attend Swami Vivekananda's centenary. I was the brahmachari, I was in Advaita Ashrama. I attended his lectures in Park Circus, I still remember. On 8 January 1964, which is from a diary, Belur Math, there was a monks' conference. All the senior Swamis recounted their stories, their reminiscences of the direct disciples of Ramakrishna. And I listened, I came to my center and began to record what new I have learned. I remember who are the speakers: Prabhavananda, Nikhilananda, Ranganathananda, Punnyananda, Hiranmayananda, Lokesharananda, Sambudhananda, Siddhatmananda, and it was presided by Swami Jyotisharananda. We are very sorry, at that time there was no tape recorder, otherwise we could record all those talks and many new things we could have. Prabhavananda said that when I was in Madras, In 1920-21, two daughters of the Raja of Trivandrum came for initiation from Brahmananda, and Maharaj initiated them. In 1923, Swami Prabhavananda was selected to be an assistant minister of the Vedanta Society of Northern California, San Francisco. At that time he was 30 years old. He was a little nervous. He went to Swami Sharadananda Maharaj, I do not know where I am going. Swami Sharadananda said, you go to work for Thakur. Don't be anxious. Other things are our business. You have nothing to do with it. You please go. I remember Swami told me a story. Before coming to this country, he went to AIM. And AIM, the person who recorded the Gospel of Ramakrishna, he would not allow the monks to touch his feet. What happened? Swami Prabhavananda asked him, Sir, could you do one thing for me? What can I do for you? You close your eyes and pray to Sri Ramakrishna for my journey to America. So he closed his eyes and began to pray. In the meantime, he touched M's feet and bowed down. In 1963, Monks Conference, Swami Prabhavananda said, Mahapurush Maharaj told him, if somebody asks you, have you seen God? You tell them that I have seen the Son of God. I have seen God. Jesus said, he who has seen me has seen the Father. So his guru was the spiritual son of Sri Ramakrishna, Brahmananda. In that meeting, he told a story of Abraham Lincoln, that once Lincoln was going by horse carriage, he found a bee was upside down and could not move. So he got down from the carriage and turned the bee the other side so that the bee can crawl and go. Though this effort, this action is very small, very simple, but it shows how great was his heart, even for an insect. I have a book, The Heart of Lincoln. That day he was talking about monks. You must have feeling, love for people. That is extremely important. In 1963, Swami Vidyatmananda Johnny L. from Hollywood came for sannyas, and I was helping him. He wanted to write an article, The Photographs of Sri Ramakrishna. It was in Bengali, an article I translated and gave to him. It came in the Vedanta in the West, 172 issue. Anyhow, then came to my turn. I was in the Mayavati, in the Himalayas, in 1970s. So in December, I came down from the Himalayas, and on Swamiji's birthday, 1971, I was asked that you have been appointed to go to Hollywood. Anyhow, I was scared in the beginning. Not very, I was thinking I did not give any lecture in English, what shall I do? But don't worry, they will teach you. Anyhow, I came to Hollywood 11th June 1971. Swami Prabhavananda introduced me to the audience. Then within a month I had to give a lecture. Then after the lecture, I came to Swami's room. I still remember what lecture I gave. Ramakrishna, the Godhead, something like that I gave that lecture. I have that lecture with me. First time heard how he spoke. Swami Prabhavananda was very fond of me. He looked after me as like his son. 5 years he taught me various things about him. He lived in America for 53 years. It is extremely important to learn from these sadhus. He used to recount the stories, his memoirs to the monks and the nuns and the dining table. Most of the time he was talking only about God. It is the thing which is inside you, that thing comes out from your lips. The thing which you love, that you want to talk. That we saw in him. And one nun, Prabhupada Prana, Swami's secretary, recorded and produced this small book. It was for private circulation. She sent a copy to me. She died a couple of years ago. Whatever she heard from her guru, she recorded. Wonderful thing. The things which are in this book, most of the things I have heard from the Swami. Swami's birthplace was in Vishnupur, which is 28 miles from Jayrambati, Holy Mother's birthplace. He told his memoir about Holy Mother. At that time, Mother used to come down from the train from Calcutta and used to go to an inn. And there she used to take a little rest. And then she would take a bullock cart and come 28 miles to Jayrambati. So in that inn, he first saw Holy Mother. A monk said, "Do you want to bow down to the Mother?" The Mother. He read the Gospel of Ramakrishna. Is he the wife of Sri Ramakrishna? Yes. But she is there. So he went and bowed down. Mother greeted him and he was very happy. He first met Khoka Maharaj, Swami Subodhananda. His elder brother was the classmate of Boshi Sen, who was a devotee of Swami Sadananda, Swamiji's disciple. Swami says, I was then 14 years old, I was in school. I used to go to see Swami Sadananda. Sadananda was first disciple of Swami Vivekananda, was a station master of Hathras station. So this Swami was bedridden, he has diabetes and other kinds of ailments. Then when Prabhavananda went, "Hello young man, do you know the meaning of the word constructive?" "Yes." No, you open the dictionary and get the meaning. So you opened the dictionary, got the meaning. Now you open the dictionary again and see the word destructive. Get the meaning. So you know the meaning of the constructive and destructive, correct? "Yes, sir." "My boy, henceforth do everything constructive in your life." You know, that is a great lesson for me. Always try to do something constructive every day. Creative and constructive. Then do you know what will happen? Your life will be very exciting. You will never be boring. And when you will depart from this world, people will think that this person left these things for us. It is extremely important to do something constructive. Swami says, Chetanananda's influence was on me, great influence. He used to inspire me hour after hour. Then he was telling his attendants, Boshi and Tabu, the two brothers, they were attending him. You boys think that without your help, I am helpless. You throw me on the street. Swami Vivekananda will come and look after me. He is my guru. In 1910, he met Girish Chandra Ghosh, Sister Nivedita. He saw Girish's drama and acting. He met Swami Brahmananda in 1911 at Balaram's house. At that time, he was a student of City College, which is a Brahmo college. And he was involved with the freedom movement. Sometimes some revolutionaries used to come and leave their revolvers with him, and he used to put under his bed. To escape from the police, they used to come to the students to keep their guns and revolvers. Swami used to say. In 1912, he went to Kankal to attend the Durga Puja. Brahmananda was there. At that time, he got initiation from the Swami. In 1914, he graduated and joined the master's course in the Calcutta University under Brajendranath Shil. Then, he could not finish the college, the university. He just joined the order. After the initiation, I went to Jairambachi to see Mother. We went after lunch. The mother was waiting for us with food. So we went, bowed down. My son, please come, eat. How do you know, Mother, that we will come? But I knew that you would come. Then after food, they are cleaning the lip plate. Oh, no, you cannot do that. When you go at home, does your mother allow you to clean the lip plate? I shall do it. Swami wrote in his memoirs that what type of mother we had. Then he told his own experience about Holy Mother. Those who have seen Holy Mother, they felt that she is just like my own mother. I also feel the same way. In 1914, he came close contact with Premananda and Turiyananda. And most of the time he used to talk about Swami Brahmananda. He told one story again and again about Swami Premananda. One day I went with Premananda to take bath in the Ganges in Banaras. After bathing in the Ganges, we went to Vishwanath temple to see the Lord Vishwanath, the Shiva, the presiding deity of Banaras. Then we came to Annapurna temple, the mother's temple. The priest threw a garland, marigold garland around the neck of Swami Premananda. And at that time, he has some kind of spiritual awakening. Maharaj, you look beautiful. Then some light emanated from his body. And he was walking through that Vishwanath. Those who have seen Banaras, you know that lane is very, very narrow. So he was passing and people are giving room. They are seeing something, a luminous form. Then he came to the center and Swami Nirbharananda, he also saw. Immediately said, hey, ring the bell. Offer some flowers. Then he put the garland and threw on the abbot. At that time, that light disappeared. Swami Prabhavananda quite often told us, we saw. we saw that what is called spiritual awakening, luminous form of a spiritual personality. Swami used to tell many funny stories. Once he went to see Swami Brahmananda and Premananda in Benares from Calcutta. Do you know what he bought? He bought Welsh grape juice, a big bottle. So Swami Brahmananda said, hey, take a glass, and gave to Premananda and tell him, this is the best wine we could have in Calcutta. So he took that glass and Premananda, hey, we are monks, so don't drink wine. You throw away. Maharaj, Brahmananda said, you will have to drink it. There is no other way. Hey, no, get out. Swami left the room and started to go to the garden just to escape. So Prabhavananda followed him with that glass of grape juice, Then Brahmananda came. Baburamda, why are you running away? It is not wine, it is grape juice. Oh, that boy did not say it. He says it is wine. I cannot have wine. How the disciples, they used to tease each other, Once we saw that sometimes the disciples used to sing and dance out of ecstasy. So Premananda was seated there, Sharadananda lifted him up and said, brother, come, let us dance. He says, I saw the dance of Maharaj, Brahmananda, Turiyananda, Sharadananda, Shivananda, Shubhananda, Shubodhananda together. Do you know, everything is not in the book. Sometimes if you come and see with your own eyes, those memories will remain forever. For that is the reason, as long as your Guru alive or any great sadhus come, please come, watch. It is extremely important, because these memories will stay. Swami told about many reminiscences are there. I just giving you a little small things, because if I go on details, it will go for months. Several lectures will come. But I shall try to do it as short as possible. Swami Turiyananda's reminiscences. Swami Turiyananda sent me a monk to watch him. He was a Vaishnava monk. He was in a very high state. So I bowed down to him and asked, Swami, could you tell me how did you attain such a high state? Name. Just by chanting God's name, I attained this state. Holy name, God's name is only moving through my tongues all the time. Your whole life will be transformed. That is the reason some people take initiation, mantra. It will work. In 1914, I was in Benares. Swami says, Swami Turiyananda used to give class on the scriptures, Brahma Sutra and other books. And I used to argue with him because I read Western philosophy. And Swami used to answer all my questions. And when I left, Swami used to tell, that boy left, our class is no more interesting, Then I asked Swami Prabhavananda, could you teach me the Bhagavad Gita? He was the embodiment of the Gita. When he took the Gita and experimented on his own life and proved the truth. So he asked, could you teach me the Gita? Come tomorrow. He went next day. Take one verse of the Gita, memorize it, get its meaning, meditate on it, practice it, and don't take the next verse until you get perfection of the first verse, previous verse. This is my first class and this is my last class. Now you can go. That is a nice thing, if I give one lecture and say, practice it and then come, then I will not have to speak anymore. Then one day in Banaras he said that how monks would appreciate the other monks. There is a Bhagavata class, Swami Prabhavananda, Shivananda, Turyananda, they are seated on a carpet. And a woman devotee came and sat on the same carpet, big carpet. But Swami Atmananda did not want to sit on the same carpet. Then he got up. Then someone says, why are you getting up? Sit down. Well, no, I cannot sit with this same seat with the woman. Then they said, then what do you think about us? Sir, you are not monks. You are Paramahamsas. You are Mahapurush. You are beyond all these limitations. For me, I will have to follow the rules. My Guru told me. How these disciples was the Swami Sri Ramakrishna disciples. Then Swami told the story of his visit to Badrinath. Swami Atulananda, he was actually born in Holland, but he was migrated in America. Very famous monk. He died. I met him once in 1959. He died in 1966. He was with Turyananda in Shanti Ashrama. A great, great monks. He went with these 2-3 Indian monks to visit Badrinath. In that temple, no Westerner can get in. You can visit from a distance, that's all. So they went. In the evening, a young priest came and said, hello, why are you here? Well, we have come to visit Badrinath. Well, come with me. He took Swami Atulananda and these 2-3 Ramakrishna monks inside the temple. Then after showing everything, yes, now you can go. Then other people wanted to get in. No, not now. He closed the door. So these monks will be inside. Then he opened the door and let them get out. The next day morning, they all went to the main priest and asked that we want to see the deity. Well, no, with white skin, no entry. Well, they have a peculiar idea. बोले ये कौन है? बोले तो अमेरिकन है. अमेरिका वो तो नहीं सुना है. ये की बिलायती है. They have never heard the word America. They heard the word England. So, seeing the white skin, he was thinking, is he from England? बोले no, he is not from England. He is from America. America, वो तो मैं तो नहीं सुना. I have never heard America. They are so far away. I am talking about in 1914. Anyhow, funny. Then this priest says, no, you cannot get in. But they do not know that somebody showed him inside. It so happened. Then 3 days they were there. Then they came to Almora, met Swami Turyananda and told the whole story. Turyananda said, hey, shh, you could not recognize him. It was Sri Ramakrishna who took you inside the temple and showed you around. Well, we are 3 days we are there, we never saw that young priest anymore. We saw 8, 9 priests. That is a very fascinating story. Swami Chetanananda told this, Swami Prabhavananda told these stories. In 1917, I was in Puri with Swami Brahmananda. And Swami said, here is a railway receipt, some parcels are supposed to come from Calcutta, go and pick them up from the railway station. So he went there. Jabuchi said, Maharaj, you will not have to wait. When that parcel come, we shall carry it to Swami in the monastery. But leaving the receipt there, he came to the monastery. Swami Brahmananda said, where are the parcels? Well, the Jabuchis will bring. Bas. Swami scolded him right and left. Obey. Follow what I said. There are some perishable things are there. If they change, those things will be wasted, will be destroyed. Then Swami Chetanananda, he went to Chetanananda, why is he scolding me so much? Well, he wanted you to be a best disciple. Do you know how to be a best disciple? One kind of disciple, they know what is before the Guru, what is in Guru's mind. So they perform that action before the Guru asks him to do. And second, when they heard the Guru ask him to do it, they do it immediately, right? And the third class, after getting the order from the Guru, they do not do right. So there are 3 kinds of disciple. He said he wants you to be a first class of disciple. Anyhow, when I came to Hollywood, I used to go for walk every day with him. He used to walk twice a day, at 10 o'clock and 3:30 in the afternoon. And later on I discontinued 3:30. Morning I used to go. I remember I just came from India. One elderly lady said, Swami, we love Swami Chetanananda. Then Swami was telling them, love him, but don't fall in love with him. All kinds of Hollywood things I learned from the Swami. Then he told me, you see, if you really want to work in this country, you must learn well. So he asked one of his disciples, she was a famous actress, Arlene Crane, Madhuri. Her husband was a movie director. She became my teacher. Very motherly person, coming from Scotland. So once a week, she used to come to the living room and gave me lessons how to speak. Accent, pronunciation, do not speak fast. So my training continued for 2 years. Swami told me American people will come first time, second time, third time, fourth, fifth time. If they don't understand, they won't come back again. Please speak in such a way so that people can understand you. That is very, very important. Extremely important. Sometimes I listen to her tapes. Those tapes are in 71, 72 are still with me, cassette tapes. Training is very, very important. I am very grateful to him. Then at that time, Swami's famous book, Sermon on the Mount According to Vedanta, came out. So I was just jokingly, I made a remark, Swami, this kind of book we don't have in our literature. Why don't you translate it? And I did. And it was published. Vedante Aloke Krishte Shoilopodesh. Then he told me that, my book, that Narada's way of divine love. If it is in the proof stage, why don't you are a proof reader, why don't you give a reading? Then I told him, Maharaj, if you give me to read, I shall see faults. Then Ananda Prana said, Swami, you know, it is a final stage, it is about to go for printing, please don't change much. So I read and I found some gross, some factual mistakes, because Swami told in his memories, it is of all of his lectures, they transcribed and made the book, Narada's Way of Divine Love. So Ananda Prana was very upset. Oh, with a lot of money, you will have to recast the whole thing. I do not know, I told you, don't give it to me. I see fault in others. So they had to, Swami Prabhavananda said, no, what Krishna, Chetanananda said, do it. They had to redo. When I came to Hollywood, at that time hippie movement was going on. Many hippies would come to Hollywood. Swami used to tell them, come, have a shower before you come. And Swami Prabhavananda told them, they know, have some good clothes, some nice clothes, so when you come to the temple. Then that person showed Sri Ramakrishna's picture, not this one. You know, Sri Ramakrishna only cloth here, bare body. But what about him? Well, he is a Paramahansa. You just be like Ramakrishna, then you don't need any clothes. Funny. So they used to come for learning meditation. So I worked on a book, Meditation and His Methods, according to Vivekananda. Christopher Isherwood wrote the foreword, and it was published in Hollywood. It was a great book. It has been translated into German, Spanish, and some other languages. He gave me some practical lessons. Never appeal for money from the pulpit, first. Whatever Master brings for us, be happy with it. Second, never buy any property with mortgage. Then he mentioned that how in Christian churches people are appealing for money again and again, people get disgusted. Never appeal for money, never ask money from anybody. Whatever people out of their love, devotion, seeing your work, this work must continue. The Lord will provide everything. The devotees, they support this place. Monks do not earn money. I remember, I wrote down there. One day, when I came, I used to speak very fast. Then Arlene said, Swami, when you get inspired, you speak very fast. Western people, they may not follow you. Go slow. And if you don't, I shall tie your ankle with a string, and I shall sit in the audience, and I shall pull it. If you go too fast. I still remember. In Hollywood, we had a routine. 3 times meditation. Morning, 1 hour, noon, 1 hour, evening, 1 hour. So one day, and every Tuesday, every Wednesday, class. Gospel class. Half an hour reading. Christopher Isherwood used to read, and Swami used to answer questions. When Swami was not well, Swami Chetanananda or myself, we used to answer questions. Every Thursday, a class on the scripture. Sunday, lecture. Same format in Santa Barbara. About dress. He told me, inside, ochre cloth, fine. Outside, at that time, he said, go with Western clothing. Otherwise, people will think that it is Hare Krishna or some other, they will misunderstand your things. And he always forced me to go to a good conservative place to buy clothes. But these Western people are very dress conscious. About writing also, he gave instruction, write, but it must be educated by the Westerners. It is their language, they know how to express it. About the magazine. The Vedanta in the West was a very popular magazine which came from Hollywood for many, many years. I still remember, it was in 1975. Our monastery was on the Vine Street, above the hill. And convent was downstairs. Swami's room was very close to the temple. So one day, every day when he would come back from his walk at 10:30, I used to go and see him. So one day he was telling Chetanananda, I am very depressed. Uncle, why are you depressed, Swami? You know, I used to go to the shrine 3 times a day, and now I cannot go. After the heart attack, I get dizzy. When I went there first time, he used to come to the shrine. Every morning he used to come. Later he could not come. Uncle Maharaj, let me tell you, you met Holy Mother, Brahmananda and all Dari disciples. Their memories are all within you, and you think about them, you talk about them. It is not necessary that you will have to come to the shrine. Those holy thoughts are always in your mind, but that is true. But that is called Sahaja Yoga. Sahaja Yoga means natural awareness. Don't think that when you go to the shrine, at that time you think about God, and other times you don't. No, it is not that way. When your mind is in the higher plane of consciousness, only that divine awareness remains. So you have that awareness, constant awareness of divine, that is higher than meditation and japa. Then he was very happy. He says, you see, that is the reason a monk also needs the company of a monk. One day he called me over the phone. Chetanananda, could you come right now? So I went. What is the matter, Maharaj? You know, now some memoirs of Swami Prabhavananda came to my mind. Could you write down? I told him, no, I cannot write down, but I shall put the tape recorder and you talk on it. You talk on the tape. Then I shall transcribe and edit. Otherwise it will be interrupted if I go on writing by longhand. So I put the tape recorder and he told his whole memoirs, that how Prabhavananda went with him to Vishnupur, his home, to Jainambati, and many stories. And I recorded and then transcribed. It was published in Bengali, then it was translated into English. He was very, very fond of me, and I learned many things from him. My goodness, my 1 hour is gone, but still I have not, perhaps 1/4 I said. I may give another talk on him. Do you know how do I look at these sadhus? Legacy. When you die, what are you leaving in this world? That is the way you evaluate people. Legacy. Tremendous legacy he left. His books, Gita, Upanishad, Yoga Sutra, Bhagavad, Viveka Chudamani. It translated all these scriptures, the spiritual heritage of India. He wrote many beautiful, beautiful, popular books. Christopher Ishwaru edited his Gita, was sold millions of copies. Legacy. What have you left in this world when you leave? That I see. Then, Trubhuka Monastery, Santa Barbara Monastery, Convent, Hollywood Monastery, Hollywood Convent, Pasadena, Swami Vivekananda's house, these are all his legacy. And he told me he's suffering in 1930s. When in America in deep depression in 30s, we had no food. Night time, milk and popcorn. We could not afford to buy a meal. Noon time, one meal. With dal and soup. Sanjay used to invite people, Yoga Prana used to say, if we see more people, we used to pour more water in the soup. And Swami would invite everybody. And he was talking about 1930s. And when you see audience is less, he would declare, next Sunday I shall speak on reincarnation. More people will come. American people are interested about reincarnation. He used to tell me all of his struggle. That I want to see. Struggle. Pioneering work in Hollywood. Anyhow, I shall stop now because it is almost 1 hour gone. But there are so many things to know about the sadhus. Their success, struggle, success. I think this series will be interesting. You will enjoy many new things. Thank you. Atma me shuddhantam jyotiraham virajabi papma bhuyasam. Antaratma me shuddhantam jyotiraham virajabi papma bhuyasam. Paramatma me shuddhantam jyotiraham virajabi papma bhuyasam. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. May my body become pure. May I be free from impurities and ignorance. May I realize myself as the light divine. May my mind become pure. May I be free from impurities and ignorance. May I realize myself as the light divine. May my soul become pure. May I be free from impurities and ignorance. May I realize myself as the light divine. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace be unto all.